Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe has made his first public appearance since the country's army took over on Wednesday. He attended a graduation ceremony in the capital, Harare. Mr. Mugabe had been under house arrest for days amid a power struggle over who would succeed him. The military said on Friday it was engaging with Mr. Mugabe and would advise the public on the outcome of talks as soon as possible. We'll take you live to Zimbabwe shortly, but first, here's a report on how far the country has come with some timeless statements made by President Robert Mugabe.
I, Robert do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Zimbabwe.
The ceremony that marked the end of the fighters' struggle. Robert Gabriel Mugabe belonged to the second generation of African freedom fighters. Dissatisfied with white minority rule, he joined anti-imperialist elements to demand an independent black-led state.
The revulsion, I think, started through the stories that our parents used to narrate to us, how the white man came to the country, how he grabbed the land, and in a society where you have a class whose main purpose and accepted privilege is to exploit others, you naturally get repulsed if the majority of people are being oppressed, being exploited. You can't avoid, if you have any moral principles at all, the call to do something about it.
His utterances landed him in prison for sedition. He later, in 1980, led the ZANU Patriotic Front into power. For the next 3 decades, he remained the leading voice against the West on matters he regarded important to the African.
We come to the United Nations, it's ceremonial. Every year, September, we are there. We pay lots of money to go there. And to the General Assembly, we make speeches. We go back home, year in, year out. But the bosses in the Security Council say, you shall never have the powers that we have as permanent members. And we have asked and asked and asked. And asked and asked. Reform the Security Council.
How long would this voice be heard? After sacking his vice president, the military seemed to have some kind of a response.
Wish to assure the nation that His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade R.G. Mugabe, and his family are safe and sound, and their security is guaranteed. We are only targeting criminals around him who are committing crimes that are causing social and economic suffering in the country in order to bring them to justice.
All eyes will be on Zimbabwe in the coming days. More of this or the last.
And may I say to the United States President, Mr. Trump, please blow your trumpet. Blow your trumpet in a musical way towards the values of unity, peace, cooperation, togetherness, dialogue, which we have always stood for and which are well written in our very sacred document, the Charter of the United Nations.
And that was President Robert Mugabe. Stay tuned to Joy News for the latest on the Zimbabwe situation.